All right. We're back again with my boy Eddie P.
Yo, 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 yo.
And myself, MBT. We got one of the greats.
The
NRL.
greats.
WNRL great. And a firefighter as well.
Oh, come on.
Loz Brown, one of the greats.
Hello.
Let's go. What's up?
What an intro. Bloody hell.
Hey, you know what we need to probably bring back? Let's bring back the flowers.
We've got to bring back the flowers.
All right, next episode that starts. Sorry, you missed out, but
yeah,
it's
that's
all right.
cool. I'll come back and
No, we'll get
anyway.
a premiership winner with the Broncos, 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did my
COVID
homework.
year.
2020, and then grand finalists. Don't want to bring it up. I know it still hurts. Still hurts. But you made it to grand final with the Titans. You should have won that. Got beat by my Knights too. Up the Knights. Sorry.
Bro, come on, man. You're local now.
Thank you. That was a good potty. We'll finish it there.
Nah.
Before we start, we're grateful to have you here. You know, this over here, we're the Easy Project, easy chats.
Easy combos.
Easy does it.
Easy work.
So
you know?
Easy.
the mic's all yours.
Easy squad. Easy squad too. Knights Premier League. You were there commentating?
Yeah,
How did that?
attempting to commentate.
Give us a rundown on how the Easy squad went that
They
day.
were on fire. Really, really good. They were apparently pretty easy to verse.
Hey, it's
Had
easy.
a couple of scuffles in a couple of our games. Everyone was calling us the grubs after the
Keeping them
tournament.
honest.
Yeah.
I know. But hey, we're grateful to have you here. We're going to kick it off. Give us a rundown of your journey, where you're from, and yeah.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys wanting to have a chat with me.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I'm from the coast, Goldie born and bred. I'm one of three girls. Poor dad, house full of females. Made sure we had,
Me
like
too.
you,
Yeah.
made sure we had a male dog though. So he always had a pal. But
Nice.
on the coast and just kind of growing up, sport was always a massive part of our childhood and growing up. And I guess being the youngest of three girls, I would just follow whatever my older sisters did. If it was acrobatics, which I was absolutely shocking at, I still got no rhythm or anything, but you know what, I gave it a go. Surf, life saving, touch, soccer, and just kind of that was my childhood, just playing sport and loving life.
Was that all three of you? Like all of you guys were playing sport at the time?
Yep.
Wow,
Yep.
busy household.
Yeah, very busy. So mum and dad were driving us left, right, centre. It was they were giving up their time and their weekends to see us competing and paying rego and paying for trips away if it's with school sport or things like that. So it was they've been a huge part of my sporting journey.
Wow, that's amazing, eh?
What was the age gap between you and your sisters?
We're all kind of like 2 years apart.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
so we go up in twos, makes it nice and easy.
Yeah.
You're the youngest?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
baby.
Baby
Baby.
of the family.
The baby.
The favourite
The
one.
favourite.
The
Yeah.
favourite.
Always the favourite one.
Yeah.
Going through-
Don't tell them that. They'll probably agree though. No.
Going through that now, my two oldest daughters are getting angry at me. Hey, you favour that girl too much.
Baby can do no wrong.
Yeah.
100%.
That's it.
So obviously you go and play sport. I've seen that you played soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you choose soccer? Was soccer always the first sport that you wanted to play, or was that?
It was so I played. It probably narrowed down the more the commitment got with the sports, the more I had to narrow down.
Yeah.
So I was at one stage doing like surf, life saving, touch, footy, and soccer, and so every other I was doing some kind of different training. Weekends, Sundays was surf, life saving, Saturdays was touch in the morning, then straight to soccer game, and then it just got a bit too much the more serious they got. So I then kind of focused my energy into touch, footy, and soccer, and then that kind of became where I had to then also pick one of them, and knowing that, sport was something I wanted to pursue more than just being social, I looked at the pathways ahead, and there was more of an opportunity for women at the time in soccer. They had the W League up and running, and there was, just way more opportunity So I pursued soccer, absolutely loved it. I played it for 11 years.
Wow.
And at that time, so I just play for, I was always playing with the boys, which is what I think was a huge bonus for me. I played with the boys until as long as I could, until we had to go all girls, which I think was under 14s.
Sweet.
And then that was just kind of followed the rep journey with Gold Coast Soccer, which led to Queensland, and then did all the school sports stuff. And then an opportunity presented itself where soccer was a part of the QAS. So I went, got, brought into the QAS, which was pretty cool because that's where the Brisbane Royal girls were training. They were kind of, the Queensland Academy Sports Squad was the Brisbane Royal squad, or it kind of got selected out of there. So that was kind of my next pathway, which was an incredible commitment, not just for me, but my parents. I didn't have my license yet. I was 15.
Wow.
And then eventually 16, so I had my L's. But mum and dad were driving me up 3 to 4 times a week after school, or pulling me early out of school to head up to Brizzy to get the training and get all that in. Pursued soccer, and in year 12, I was lucky enough to get signed on an injury contract with Brisbane Roar.
Nice.
It was only for 2 games, but that was my first kind of little taste of W League, and then I went and played for Newcastle the next year.
True.
And moved away from home. But,
What was Newcastle like? Good place, eh?
I actually really loved Newcastle. It was
It's like a mini Gold Coast.
I feel like it's probably what the coast was maybe 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, although they put us up in the ghetto.
Where? Okay, name drop. Where's the ghetto? Hey, Rainford, Mayfield. Where is it?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine's not that bad. Oh, it's nah.
It was they pretty much said, like, if you go for runs, just don't run when it's nighttime.
Just if you go for runs, just drive down to the wharf.
Literally go down to Nobbies. But so that was really cool, and that was my soccer journey. And then eventually, so when I was playing W League, I was on little to nothing, which as I was a junior, was my first kind of full year there. But I still had to work 2 jobs down in Newcastle to try and keep things afloat while playing soccer.
What year was that like?
This was 2013.
2013. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I just left the Knights.
Oh, you heard I was coming, so I'm out.
I'm going to just...
Yeah. It's good times in Newcastle.
So obviously with your parents at the time, when you made your debut in playing soccer, well, obviously what was the feeling like debuting, and what was like mum and dad's reaction when you told them?
Yeah, I think debuting was incredible, and it was cool because it was a local game, or local in Brizzy. So my whole family were able to be there.
Mad. That's mad.
I think they were just super proud, and also like all that driving and all that work that and time they've given into me and my sport kind of paid off a little bit for them as well. They could see that it was, even if I didn't debut, it still would have been worth it for them. But I think it was just a nice little carrot for them also. Yeah.
100%.
Hey, I'm gonna take it back a bit. Like, I did read somewhere. Like, did you obviously you made the transition, but before that, you would have had some, idea of how to play rugby league. Is that right? So you would have played rugby league as a young kid as well, eh?
I actually didn't, but I was the biggest league fan.
Yeah.
So like, Dad used to play footy, and so just growing up, like league was our sport. Like Bronx were our team. Bronx were our team. Like would ever since I was a young girl, like idolized Lockyer. Would always pretend like at touch footy.
Yeah.
I was always pretending I was doing like little chip and chase, like not in the game, but like next to the field, or I'd get some of the older boys like chuck up some bombs and just like being there, this little shit, just trying to catch these footies like on the touch field, and just always like, oh, can I kick this ball? I just want to kick it, chip and chase, dummy, So I loved league. Dad used to play for Burleigh Bears, so like sometimes we would go down and watch the boys play, and it was always at half time, because with the also soccer I loved kicking, but at half time I'd take down my little kicking tee and footy, and the kids could go on the field at half time. So I'd go and like kick goals just down there at Bears, and then they'd be like, all right, kids off the field, the boys are coming back on. So I always loved league and wish that I could have played at a young age. But I think mum and dad knew that having to stop playing at 12 years old would have broken my heart. So then the next opportunity I would have had to play was when I was in Opens at that time.
Well, I was trying to do my homework and I thought I read that you did play to 12, but obviously
Come on,
that's
mate.
wrong.
Come on, mate.
Yeah, well,
I'd
come
like
on,
to
man.
think-
Come on.
One job, mate.
One job.
Wikipedia, you
Yeah,
can never trust
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Who's filling in his Wikipedia stuff?
Yeah. Who actually does it though?
Oh, no.
No, you know you can go on and edit it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. People used to
Really?
just take the piss and edit other people's Wikipedia.
Oh,
That's so
mate.
funny.
Don't
But I
give
think
me
they stopped
ideas.
that.
No.
Oh,
Do
no
they?
way.
We'll check it out.
See, obviously, you go in, you play soccer, you're in Nui, you played over there. What made you change to go to rugby, to play Rugby Sevens in it?
Yeah. So there was kind of like a compilation of things. At the time, like I was working 2 jobs as well as playing W League, and I was like, look, this soccer's not paying the bills. I was just a year out of school, so I decided to, have that year gap in between. Most of my friends were going traveling Europe, and here I was down in Newey. Pretty similar. But I realised, soccer's not going to pay the bills. I deferred uni for a year, so I was like, I'm going to go back to the Goldie, do my degree. So I completed my Bachelor of Business in Sport Management, completed that when I got home, and then just played soccer locally, just in the Queensland NPL, National Premier League, and loved it. Like, I had some really fun seasons with some of my mates that I grew up playing soccer with, which was cool. But then it kind of got to the point where I was starting to lose that passion for it, and I wasn't wanting to go to training. I just wasn't enjoying it. Wasn't feeling my cup like it used to. And then it was just so weird how things work out. One of my old mates that I used to play touch with, Tony Wells, I always give her a shout out. She was playing sevens at the time, and she ran into me and was like, Loz, I'm playing sevens. Like, I really think you would like it, because she knew how much I love league, and I was quite physical in soccer. So she's like, sis, you got to tackle. So she was like, come give it a go if you like. And a few of my old touch mates, like Charlotte Kaslik and Vani Politi, they were playing sevens at the time.
Big names there.
Yeah, just drop a couple of them. So I played like touch when I was 12 with those girls, and saw the amazing work they'd done in the sevens space, and was like, this could be something that, I might be able to transition into. And at the time, it was the closest thing I've ever had to rugby league. So I was like, you know what, why not? So went to a Reds development trial day, and absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, and I kind of never looked back, and just transitioned into sevens.
How old were you then?
That would have been 2016. So let's do some quick math here. I was 21.
21.
Yeah.
Still young.
Still young.
Still young, by the way.
Peaking as well.
Peaking.
Don't do the math.
Hey.
Nope, nearly
Peaking.
30. Thanks for
yeah.
asking.
You're really, you're in your prime when you're in your 30s, I reckon.
Yeah, 100%
I hope so. I'm going to hold on to that.
No, well, you've
He's
had
40.
a couple of ladies play on into their 40s, haven't you?
Yeah.
45, is it?
What, in a WNRL? Maybe 45
Hey,
might
set
be
the
pushing
record,
it.
mate. Set the record.
Well, you know what? Why not? Let's
Yeah,
give it a go.
100%.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's
You have
awesome,
to
mate.
Wheel me out onto the field.
That was awesome. How was playing rugby? Was it just
It
the
was
best?
It was amazing, but holy, some of their rules, man,
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense. There's so many. I'm like, have you guys played union?
Oh, school,
No,
but
not really.
nah.
Oh, yeah. A couple of times. Just as a muck around.
Yeah.
Like
I
when
didn't really like it.
when you're like playing like for a team, but then you just get put on the headgear and just. I'll go play for my dad's team on the weekends for.
Yeah.
Just muck around like that.
It's different. I feel like growing up, watching league, knowing league, never playing it, obviously, which is also another different thing. Knowing the rules and then going to union, it was actually so foreign to me. All the laws they have around the ruck and things like that. But it was cool. I love learning new sports and learning new things, and it was another challenge, and I loved it. It was And because it was sevens, like I did one season of 15s, which was really good for me to learn like my contact skills.
Yeah.
But sevens was just because it broke everything down.
Yeah.
All the tackling was mainly one-on-one. The rucks were pretty much like one-on-one contests.
Yeah.
The passing, like you needed to, rip a good 10, 15 metre pill each side. So you're working on a lot of those little skills that when you have 15 people on a field in 15s, like it's not the same.
Yeah.
So it was really like, it's hard to describe it, but every skill was kind of put on show. Like if you had a shit pass, you got found out pretty quick, which was me
Best
when I
pass in
first
the
started. So I was like, shit, got to, get practicing.
Do you feel like the skill level the union-based skills is so much different to the league-based skills or like passing the ball?
Yeah, I think so. And I think this is where the conversation with trying to, like, people are calling for the NRLW ball to be smaller.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? I think we just need to be better.
Yep.
And I always use the Sevens girls as an example. Like, it's the same size ball. They have 7 on a field. They can be running full tilt and rip a 15-metre spiral left to right, right to left,
That's mad.
straight onto the chest. Their handling skills, their offloads, they're elite. And I'd say they're the best in any of the in the rugby codes. And I think that's just a result. They're full-time. They get, and as you boys know, being full-time, there's a bit of time in the day, like, and you do 30 minutes of skills one day and it's passing. You got to do 100 left to right, 100 right to left, passing each side. And I think we'll eventually get there with our game, but it's just a matter of we need to be better and we need to put more focus on our skills like that to get there. So
There's a lot of clinics on the Gold Coast for young kids to get good at that.
Yep.
So it's crazy to think, like, when you say chucking a pill left to right, 15 metres on the run, you just go, damn. I love it when I see like a girl do that.
Yeah.
It goes, where do you learn your skill from?
Like you look at like Tamika Upton.
Yeah.
Like I reckon in league, she's 100% our best passer, and Charlotte Kaslik, you watch her throw a footy, and she's like up there with the boys, if not better. So
man, the skill levels just
very transferable.
I worked with Marnie at Marsden for a bit, and man, when I seen her pass the ball, I just went, holy heck. She like played fullback and like doing like and then throwing like mad cutouts. Like
literally. How I say 15 metres, she's 25 metres. Like she'll be standing on the left post and throw it out to the sideline. Like she's I
remember one time I think it might have been playing against the Dragons, and she put on a clinic of passes in that game and like full cutouts, like cut out like 3 players straight to the wing.
Literally. And some of them are like no run up, just to like one step catch, shoot.
What was training like playing sevens? Because obviously we always hear stories about training as sevens. Because man, a lot of running, man. How was that?
The PTSD is coming back. For a 14-minute game, 2-hour sessions, 9-kilometre sessions, which for us, like in NRLW, like we might do 6 to 7K sessions, but 9 kilometres every day, and the running is just hectic. But that's the one thing with sevens is like you can never be fit enough or fast enough, because the fitter you are, the harder you go, and the faster you are, the bloody more runs you got to do. So
Sits the bar.
So it's I'm super like stoked I got to experience that full time. So I did that full time for about 2 years, 2.5 years. But I do not want to do that again. I'll tell you that for free.
Mate, we had the 9s on a couple of months ago, and it's like, I couldn't play 9s, but I think of 7s. Imagine that in the ruck too. You got to get out and then run. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a tough game, union. I feel like it is like, the transition from union to league, maybe I reckon it'd be easier than from league to 15s. Union. Yeah.
From 15s to go play league, that's tough. But if it's 7s, it might be a little bit easier.
I think the sevens girls or like the boys, like their fitness is just insane, and they've got all the ball skills. It's just a matter of, I think, like when I first went from sevens to league, I was in there like chopping and rolling out.
Yeah.
Not like it was so, because like in sevens, you want to get them down to the ground as quick as possible, get
And then
off
get it.
Yeah.
so you can try and pilfer the ball.
Yeah.
But in league, you want to slow it down so your teammates can get back. They're like, stay on it. We're not back yet. Like, so,
You get that. You probably would get that all the time, like in an off season where a union girl comes over and goes, "Nah, you gotta stay on it longer."
Yeah, literally, because you're just so in the habit of chop roll, like clear the ruck.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a penalty, like not clearing the ruck in sevens.
Did they pick it up real quick?
Yeah, I think after a while, because it's still like.
Yeah.
Even like I remember Niall, she was.
Niall said it too.
Yeah.
She had.
She goes back and forth.
I think she was doing ball presentation, like putting it back like her first couple of times. I was like, no, keep that in.
Yes, Niall. Come on.
But look, she's a beast, and she doesn't get tackled. She just busts through them now, so she doesn't have to worry about it. But yeah.
How was the transition to WNRL?
It was cool. Like. I debuted on the wing. Yeah. Don't know why, because I'm probably the slowest winger to ever debut.
What was I saying? You missed the utility. Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking with me on the wing, but then I did, the normal transition wing and then 10 minutes in the middle to relieve the hooker and then back out to the wing.
Oh, wow.
Few meat pies?
No, that season I maybe got one. I don't score much. I wish. But no, it was cool. It was really interesting to go back into that competitive environment. Because after sevens, it was kind of that COVID year, so it was super weird. Yep. I didn't get re-signed with sevens, and I had about 4 months. Like I was at home, everyone was in lockdown, and I was like, I just miss that competitive sport. Yeah. So then that's when I went down to Burleigh Bears and was like, I've always wanted to give league a go, so let's do it. Reached out to my mate Talisha Harden, who I played sevens with, and she was at the Bears. So I was like, T, I want to come give league a go. I'll probably be hopeless, but, let's just see how we go. And loved it. And then that's what led to Bronx. And I just loved being back in that competitive environment.
That's mad.
And just meeting so many cool girls as well.
Especially like Burleigh Bears, like you're growing up, obviously loving rugby league. Your dad played for them. Yeah. Then you come along and goes, I'm going to give it a crack. Go play with a few mates, and then it ended up being like you're playing for the Broncos the next year.
Yeah, it was wild. Like
and you know what's mad about that? Because obviously you're passionate about being a Broncos fan as well. Yeah. And then playing for the Broncos. Like, right, what was mum and dad like that? Oh man, they would have been buzzing.
They were beside themselves, I think, but probably no more than me. And my sisters are also super proud. Because I think they would have played NRLW if it came around a little bit earlier for them. But they like to live through me. They're my biggest supporters, so they'll always give me my little review after the game, a little pep talk before the game. I love
we always love it, The family, it's the family critics. Yeah. I'll take it on, let's go, come on, give it to me.
They're pretty nice to me, and I'm like, nah, I'm probably my worst critic, to be fair, and they pep me up.
Yeah, that's mad. Yeah. Because my dad was always the worst, man. You have your best game, like, rubbish son. I'm like, hey,
what do you call that?
Man of the match. He goes, nah, you went there, you didn't cover there. And I was like, oh, well. Yeah. I'm not coming to you anymore.
Very humbling, very humbling.
Very humbling.
It's always like that, when the parents goes, oh, you did this wrong. He goes, man, what do you want to do? I just got man of the match. Come on, man. Leave me alone. Give me some pats, man. I actually don't say anything anymore.
You know what? You can watch from the telly.
Yeah.
Obviously, the women's rugby league at the moment is thriving,
man.
Like I actually like watching it.
I do. I love watching it too. I feel like it's a good game to watch.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's sick.
Like the hits, the passing game, like you said, they pass better than me. In my time, I wasn't passing, but the way you guys pass.
I've seen you pass the left to right, man. Freaking out. How'd you get there?
It was just offloads, man. It was only offloads.
just quick passes only.
Come on. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, just watching the game, it's amazing. And I feel like you guys have set a good foundation for the next girls coming as well.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's really exciting. Really exciting.
I think the coolest part is like if at my age I would have had to stop at 12, like everyone else around that time. But the best part now is like all these young girls, they can I think when you can start at 6. I don't really know the first age, but they literally have opportunities through club footy, school footy, so many opportunities just to go all the way through now. And I think now we'll see, like, I learned how to tackle at 21 years old, whereas girls are learning those contact skills from a young age, what the boys used to. So I think we're only going to see the skill in the game just increase because all these girls are being little shredders from when they're 6. They're going to look at our footage and be like, well, what the hell are these dinosaurs doing?
It's crazy. It's growing so much.
It's growing incredibly, and there's so many girls coming through now, like having their first seasons in NRLW that are just going to absolutely rip it up, and it's super exciting.
Yeah. How do you deal with like semi-professional, like going to work and then going to training? Like how is that? Like how do you deal with that?
It's a lot. Like you have to be super organised. It's better now that we actually have a CBA that the draw comes out quite far in advance, so you can kind of plan your work around. Like there's a couple things on this. I think I've been lucky enough to experience full-time sport with the Sevens program. So I know what it's like to train every day. And then I also know what it's like to do the semi-pro and have work. And it's probably not the most popular opinion, but I prefer the semi-pro. Only because it allows a better life balance for me. It's not like footy is not just your love, your work, your social. I've got my work and I've got my work crew, which is sick, and then I've got my family, my friends in a different kind of, pod, and then I've got my footy friends. And I think it just gives me a really good balance.
Yeah, nice.
I like that.
And, I can go to work and get humbled or, go to the footy field, get humbled by my family. But I think having all those different buckets, I prefer that. It's probably an unpopular opinion because where the game is going, it is going to be full time. And I think that's amazing, and that's what a lot of the girls want. And I'm not going to, get in the way of that. I think it's an incredible opportunity for any girl to do that full time if they can. But just from my perspective, I've really enjoyed having different buckets filling my cup.
Well, I feel like you guys, like at the moment, are setting the pathway for what it's going to look like in maybe 10 years' time. I feel like, with you enjoying your full-time work at the same time, but also having the luxury of like being one of our elite WNRL players, and you saying that you like the world balancing like as well, but like but you've got something to fall back on.
Yes.
That's what like I feel like if you was to go full-time straight away, and then you're giving these ladies, like, they're just putting everything into just being a professional athlete. What's the backup plan? Like we've learned as when we retired, we're just going, shit, what do we do now?
Yeah, what's next?
What do we do now? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So like, and I'm sure the NRL is like onto it, like with transition programs and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like it's so important to make sure that you've got something to fall back on.
100%. And someone asked me this like a month ago, and I was like, well, I think that's actually one thing we have ahead of the men's game is that these girls are studying, they're at uni, they're juggling jobs or internships leading towards a potential career. And when we do start getting girls coming straight out of school into NRLW programs, we're going to lose that. But even at the moment, I think I'm fortunate that I can have a career. I'm, the Queensland Fire Department, they are super understanding with my footy, just like the Titans are super understanding with my career. And it is possible for me to do both, whereas I feel like a lot of girls at the moment are disability support workers, or they work in retail, hospitality, they have casual jobs to work around footy. And I feel like because no employee is going to give girls 5 or 6 months off of the year to go and play footy. So they are working casual jobs. So they, in a way, are putting their careers on hold to play footy just so it works until footy's done, and then they'll, pursue it a little bit more. So it's tricky that
tricky,
way as well. Some
it
girls,
is tricky to try and have a career in just in anything. Like if you're gonna give effort to something and you want something that's gonna pay you like a wage at the same time, but then you've got this other passion of being a semi-pro rugby league player, get to travel, be part of that community.
Yeah.
It is going to be hard, and I know, and I can understand, some of our WNRL players have to sort of go to these jobs where it's real flexible for them to be athletes.
Yes. Yeah. And some of the girls, their mothers, they've got kids, they're getting home late at 10 p.m. and then having to get up at 3 a.m. for work just so they can finish early enough to then come to training. So there's some real hard situations out there for 100%. Girls, but I think the girls, we are so passionate about playing footy and being so grateful for the opportunity to wear the Titans badge, to wear to rep an NRL team. It's been our dream. So we're willing to do anything it takes to do that because that's our little girl's childhood dream. So we love the opportunity to do that. And I think if girls, I know if I gave away an opportunity of playing footy for work, I'd probably resent myself later on for that. So you kind of want to, turn over every stone and then so you can move on and not be grumpy when you're older at your younger self.
100%. I feel like you're probably the first one that's ever said that.
Do you reckon?
Balance. Yeah, because obviously our podcast was about the transition.
Yeah.
But then you saying that as a semi-professional, you start to think, oh, okay, well, there's an athlete that's talking about, you need balance.
Yeah.
And it is.
Balance is good.
It's good, man. Because then
100%.
With footy, you might sign a contract for 5 years, but then you get injured and then you're done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where do you go now? You know what I mean? So it can happen any time. So I feel like what you've done now is set yourself up with a career, still play the game that you love, and then when you're done, you know that you can just fall back to what you're doing. And I feel like a lot of athletes these days now are struggling to transition out of playing the game of rugby league. But it's part of rugby league, or any sport.
Yeah.
But just doing the, you got to do your homework.
Yeah.
Throughout those years, do some study, do something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And did you find it was they were giving you opportunities to do that?
I feel like the NRL did. We were spoon-fed.
Yeah.
But males, men these days, man.
Don't get me tonight.
And get the ace out on the men sometimes.
But you know what I mean? As players, I know for myself even said, we didn't study. So but we had so much time to go do stuff. You know what I mean? But we'll go have a coffee, have a few with the boys. Yeah. We'll go play PlayStation all day and then go back to training. So
it was like that rinse and repeat for about 4 or 5 years, and we just go, man,
longer than
are we wasting time here?
Yeah.
Seriously, we train for 2 hours in a day, and then we go have lunch break. Then we might come back and do an Arvo session. There's only 4 hours, and then you got the whole
26
Arvo.
hours.
But imagine if
mean maths.
20
hours.
The math ain't nothing.
Yeah, but what happens if if you don't have a family and you're just you're just a young kid and you just invest all your time just doing that, rinse and repeat all the time. And then you get to and you're earning the good coin. You want to be good with investing.
And that's
if you don't want to work.
So that's the biggest thing at the moment. A lot of guys transitioning out now. It's really sad.
Yeah.
We deal with a lot of players.
It would be scary.
It is. And a lot of guys that we do, obviously help out these days now. It's a tough situation, financially, live a lifestyle that's, lavish. You go out, have the maddest feeds, and now eating noodles. But that's reality, you know what I mean, which is sad. But I hope that the NRL can probably find that gap where they can have those transition programs that can get them going. Yeah. Especially with the girls as well.
Yeah.
It's good the RLPA, you've got you've got the Players Association awesome. Now. Yeah. So they're good.
And there's a lot of grants and stuff out there now for the men's and women's, education grants, study, all these courses or anything that that tickles your fancy. There's a course for it. So they're really kind of pushing that too.
There's no excuses though. There's not really no excuses. They do a good job.
Yeah.
I feel like
we got the opportunities.
Yeah, there's opportunities out there for you to take to help yourself after you're done.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't just look back at like, oh, I did 20 years in the NRL and I never had opportunity. Nah, there was pathways for us to do something, but we just never took it.
Yeah. But then also, like, you are training full time, and even if like it's, you know, out of the whole time, if you're at, you know, at the facility for 12 hours and you might only be training for 5 of those hours, but the remaining, like, you're still switched on to training, and you're not, like, even though you're not training, you're still, your brain's working over and you're still at some capacity thinking about footy, doing video, cutting up training. Like, you're even just being around the boys talking about how training was and stuff. So you're still not switching off. So I can see how it's like, it would be also hard to be like, all right, boys, see you later. I'm just going to go study for like a couple hours.
or it's easy for us. It's easy for us to say now that like we've lived there and goes, oh no, you got plenty of time, go do it. But really, you look back, goes, no, you know what, you guys do work hard.
I feel like it would be hard because even when I was doing sevens, some of the girls and the guys, I was lucky enough that I'd finished uni by then, but some of them are still going through uni, and I remember like they're at the lunch table, like with their laptop, having to like submit an assignment. I'm like, I don't know. I do not have the mental capacity to do that. I don't know how they're doing that right
So you've
now.
done it the right way. You've done it before like you actually became a professional athlete.
Smart.
It's the backwards way to do it.
That's why she's the GOAT, man. That's why she's the GOAT. Yeah. But speak about bubbles, it's good because you got your footy bubble, your work bubble, and then you got your family bubble. It's mad. You got options. Yeah. Whereas full-time,
it's just one big bubble.
No, one big bubble and you're stuck there. Forever.
So, sorry to cut you off there. Talk us about like through, you know, like your career now. Like, what do you like? Obviously, we know Loz Brown, the rugby league player, but then you're obviously a firefighter as well. Yeah. What's that like? I
absolutely love it. Yeah. I feel like it's something where you're always learning. Learn something new every day. It was super foreign to me. Like, I've never been someone like on the tools or anything. So like going through academy, even having to learn how to couple two things together. I've never done that before. So it was a super different experience, but I loved it. Very practical, super physical job. And it's just so much learning, and I love it. I've been doing it for only about 2 years now. So I'm still a junior. I'm still at quite a low rank. So there's always ranks like to climb. So I've got a few ranks like that I want to get to. So it's good to have that kind of motivation as well outside footy to have something else I'm working towards and trying to better myself at.
It's hard to get in, eh?
Very hard. Yeah. So
a few of my mates try to get in. They're like still waiting.
Oh, I'm trying to, I'm like give some advice to some people applying at the moment, and it is honestly. I remember so in our course at academy there was 16 of us, and the first day they're like, every one of you, 100 people tried to go for your one spot, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I should have bought a lotto ticket. And to even get on the coast is even harder. So I was super fortunate.
So is most of your hours done on the coast, or? Yeah.
So I did 4-month academy in Brisbane, and then I've been at Surfers Paradise Station for about 18 months, and the last month I've been at Southport.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, obviously we were talking before about Westo as well.
He's a legend.
Good lad, Westo. He's a big lad.
He is big lad. Definitely, he could probably carry 3 people out of a burning building, maybe 4.
How'd you guys go last week? Was there any trouble with the cyclone and stuff?
So I was actually in Hawaii last week.
Wow.
She was at Vegas,
we went to Vegas,
lucky ladies.
Very, very lucky. I actually had influenza in Vegas, so it was a mad time for me in bed for days. Still getting over it, but I'm good. I'm good. But no, that was sick. But I dodged all that. I came back on Tuesday to blue skies and was like, what cyclone, you guys? Come on.
Hey, mainstream media, they got us. Nah, hey, you know what? It was good.
Was it big?
I don't know, a tropical storm?
Well, some families obviously hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
We were all right.
Well, the beaches got hit hardest. Like it's like 4 meter cliffs.
I went and saw it. I was like, Jesus, nearly fell down.
But other than that, like a couple of places. Oh, I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, we were sweet where we are at the back of Mudgee.
That's good. Yeah, some people did get quite affected, but the work crews were definitely busy. We've got like special tech rescue guys, the swift water team, and they were constantly out in their boats rescuing crew. So it's pretty scary. But.
Man, you love challenging yourself, eh?
I do.
Literally.
It sounds like you go to uni, you do the uni, then you're like freaking go from soccer, you achieve something in soccer, then you go into union.
Wow. Like it's it's
transitioning all over the
really
you.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Not many girls do that, eh? How do you find with contact? There's some big girls out there, man, that can hit and run hard. I was like, wow.
There are some big, strong girls that I've learnt my lesson.
Yeah.
I will not run at them again. I've been picked up and dumped.
Yeah.
My ribs are still in some stadiums around Australia. But no, it's there are some absolute weapons out there, and if I'm playing hooker, I'm just not even trying to wrap the ball up. I'm just chopping them low, to union starts where kind of that technique comes in handy. Just can't run without legs, my old man would tell me. So 100%. Just slap that fend away, chop the legs, and just grab onto a shoelace.
Well, that's what I like about the ladies' game. Like it's like they go back to the old school tackling way.
Like proper.
Hit low, you know? It's good to watch.
Oh, man. When you see the hit, you're like, oh, it's like, that hurts. I'm literally sitting there just going, wow, these girls are hectic, man.
Like the emotion.
Go hard.
Like the emotions and the feelings are like picking up lately too, eh? Like when you watch like the women's game go at it as well.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest rivalries like at the moment?
At the moment, for us, I feel like it's always the Bronx.
Yes.
Titans Bronx.
Do you like playing it?
Yeah. I love it. I love a little local derby. It's it's pretty cool, and we've versed them at home this year, so hopefully double header with the boys. Big crowd, which will be good. But another team that we love to verse is the Roosters.
No,
Roosters,
yes. We went and watched that one, eh?
Yeah.
Bit of feeling on the sidelines.
Yeah.
He's beat them too. It was good.
Yeah. So it's another game that we seem to get up for. So we love versing them too.
It's always good knowing that. Oh man, they won the comp, but we beat them though. Do you get like that? He goes, oh yeah, that shows that like we got the talent to go and do something.
Are you a chirper on the field? Do you chirp at people?
Funny enough, I'm a pest off the field and in around training, like to our own team. But on the field, I'm like, I don't want to have to try and walk the walk. So I keep my mouth shut. I just direct or, do what I have to do and focus on my game. And I don't chirp because it's just will take my mind off my own game, and I'll probably crumble and don't want to do the walk of shame. So, but some girls do.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah.
What's it like? Because I know obviously with the boys, it's different.
Is it pretty ruthless?
When it was boys, man, you just say whatever you want and just stays on the field. But
not with girls. No. That's the thing that.
It gets real personal.
It's not. Oh, yep, cross that line. All good, sis. Like, let's go for a drink. Did you hear what she said to me?
Oh, wow. Imagine the chats, the girls' chats.
It's funny because it just fuels the next game. But people used to ask, they'd be like, "Oh, is there any banter or chit chat on the field?" And I'm like, "No, not really." And then last season, I was like, "Wait a minute!" I heard a few things, and I was like. Yeah, there is now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually starting to come into the game, which I love. I love when people's passion kind of overspills the competitiveness. Because at the end of the day, we all just want to win.
Yeah,
you sort of like you need the tough skin though.
Yeah,
especially when you're ladies.
Yeah,
hey, I reckon
because I reckon girls take it to heart, eh?
Definitely,
100%. They would.
You would, eh?
Yeah. I think. Well. Look, nothing has been said to me yet, but gosh, if it does, I'll let you know and I'll let you know if I take it to heart. Normally, I'm just too busy doing my own thing. I can't hear it, so people have probably hurled abuse at me, but I'm just like, scoreboard, sis.
Yeah. What's like the obviously the locker room chats like amongst the girls? Because I know with the boys, we're just friggin' boys.
As in, you all amp each other up?
Yeah, just mucking around a lot of the time.
Yeah, everyone's different, and I think now we've had the same core group of girls together for a couple of years now, so we know how everyone kind of prepares I'm pretty chill. I like to muck around a little bit right until it's the start whistle goes. Just because I can't focus about the game an hour before because the start whistle will go and I'll lose concentration.
Yeah.
Some girls love like writing in their diaries and really analysing what they have to do. Some girls are dancing. I'm normally by the food table eating the lollies. But yeah, everyone's super different with how they prepare. There's not too much like amping each other up. Maybe at half time if, you know, we need to get around someone or if someone's debuting, like we'll just kind of make them try and feel comfortable or, you know, get around them, let them know we've got their back. And honestly, I normally tell them just get your first run, your first tackle, just get that done, you know, just that stuff. But we're not really like beating each other's chest and just,
So like, do you guys get the full mad tip sheets and everything?
As in like
a tip sheet of like what you need to do in attack and defense and that and goals down the bottom and all that. Wow, used to do my head in.
Be like, shit, what's the first one? Yeah. Sometimes all girls just like write down their own individual stuff that they've done from like a meeting earlier in the week. Read over that.
I remember one time when like I was fully into that style of like preparing, like proper, and it wasn't working. I remember Wayne like coming in and goes, "What is this, man?" He goes, "That's why you struggle. You just overload yourself too much. Just go out there and just be yourself." And from that day on, I just took his advice and never did it again. Obviously I pay attention at like, video sessions and all that of what their strengths are. But when they used to give me a tip sheet, I never read it, like proper just, nah. I just go back to like just having fun and just learning what your job is, and that's it.
100%.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, playing the highest level of sport, you've been through it so much. What's the sacrifices that you had to make to get to where you are today? GOAT status.
That's a great question. Sacrifices. Ooh. It probably would have been career. If you asked me more than 2 years ago. I feel like work and career was put on the back burner just to pursue sport, pursue sevens, which I guess that was a career in itself, but not a long-term one. But it definitely would be, I guess early on would be that career. But also like friendships and things like that throughout school. Always leaving early or my weekends taken. I'd, miss, parties and what all your teenagers are doing because I was going playing sport or I was on a trip away. So I found that like most of the things I had in common with my schoolmates was school. And then I feel like you kind of, now all my good mates are who I've met through sport. And I think that's something really cool that sport gives you is a lot of like-minded people. So it's, I guess. I guess maybe that, but no, it's been a pretty
those
good
other
run.
Sacrifices, but because like you got your mates, but then they're on the piss every weekend. You're like, is that what's gonna get me to the highest level?
Well, that's a key message in itself. Like, if you really want to make it, you have to separate yourself from those dudes. Like to be honest, like you don't want to be like out partying. Like, it's good to enjoy your young years, but there's got to be a time where, man, like, do I really want to, like, that's my dream. Can I do that while I'm still doing this? Probably not. That's a lot of sacrifices there.
100%.
So I'd say, like, it's just mainly friendships and picking the right people to surround yourself with.
It is hard. It is hard. Like, at the end of the day, like, we talk about, like your environment, the people you surround yourself with, you have to surround yourself with the people that are going to make you grow, not the people that are going to make hold you back or go the other way.
100%.
And that's the biggest. That's the biggest. Like those are the tough decisions you got to make, even though you've probably been mates for a very long time. Oh, I don't know. You're going in this direction. I want to go in this one. That's tough.
If full time comes, what are you going to do?
It's a good question. I'll have to talk
how
to
many
my
games
boss
have you
at the
played
finals.
first? How many WNRL games you played?
Wikipedia.
Yeah, maybe close to 30.
30. Wow. So what's
Maybe
what's
like
a
high
what,
20s.
what's a good number though?
Well, considering the first 3 years there were only 4 games a season.
Okay.
Oh,
So it was for those girls like they're only 12 games ahead of everyone when 6 teams came in.
Yeah.
So I started 2020, which is the third year.
Mm.
And I've missed, actually my first 2 games I missed were last season.
Yeah.
I broke my hand.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I have to try and do the math, but I'd say close to 30 games.
Yeah.
A good number I think would be probably 25. I think at Titans we have a 25 game milestone.
oh
Yeah.
man.
Which is really cool, Murph.
Oh, true.
And the club were big on bringing that in.
Yep.
Some other clubs I think do 20, but now that there's 10, possibly 11 games in a season or more now, I think that might increase a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be careful with like growing. I feel like I've heard a couple of the ladies talk about like growing the game a bit, but like I feel like you got to be careful because like I feel like the pathways is just not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet. Like, and I've seen it where you've got these young kids that are coming out of school and you're throwing them straight into the NRL. Like I just don't feel like they're quite ready yet.
Yeah.
To experience that. So I feel like, be careful with like, putting more teams in. I feel like you've got a good product at the moment to the point where you have to grow that for the next 5 years at least.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. And I think a lot of the girls there at the moment that are playing agree with you. And it's probably, it's not our decision. It's the NRL wanting to expand, which is super promising for the future of our game, and it's really cool. But we do need to be careful that we're not going to dilute the talent. Because they're adding another two teams this year, which is another 50 girls to bring through, and we just hopefully the two teams coming in, they've got incredible rosters. Bulldogs and Warriors, they're super stacked, but you've got to be careful that girls aren't just leaving one team to go to another.
Yeah, and like I feel like let's look at the Premier comps at the moment. Like you've got the like the Queensland gives a Q Cup, like you got that. Yep. But then what do they have in New South Wales?
They have I think they just call it their Harvey Norman comp. So they've got the equivalent. But I don't know if I'm just biased, but I think our Queensland comp's
100%
stronger, but we have less teams. They've got more teams down there.
Yeah.
That's hectic, eh?
So it's
so you got to be careful.
It is what it is, man. If it happens, it happens, eh?
Yeah.
It's not in our control, eh?
Yep, not in our control, but it's given more girls more opportunities, and hopefully we stay at 12 for a little bit. Well, the new CBA I think is 2027, so we'll probably have 12 teams till at least 26.
Yeah.
One more question. How was the trip to Vegas?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Like Vegas is it's like a whole nother world.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Vegas. Like it's not really my vibe, but it was really cool to see everyone turn out and also see all the Aussies and the WAS fans. They had the most fans there.
Hey.
All the amount of Warriors hats, jerseys, all the memorabilia going around was wild. But it was cool to just see how many people got around it over there. But there were just everyone flew over from Aussie or New Zealand, not
or
too
England.
many Americans, or England.
Yeah.
But the vibe was insane.
That would have been mad.
Like on Fremont Street, the Thursday night, it was like I don't know what they call it, the fan night or whatever it was, and we'd all go on stage, and it's where Salah did a little dance battle. She is our dancing queen. She's amazing. But that whole energy, like we felt like rock stars, and probably all those people had no idea who we were, but they were getting around us and cheering us on, and it was cool to be repping the Gillaroos over there.
Yeah, that was mad. Because what was the score? 94.
What about the game?
Yeah.
Give us feedback on the game.
Feedback on the game.
What
do you reckon?
I think our girls are amazing.
Yeah.
And, well, I was originally selected as 18th, and then I had influenza, so I pulled out of 18th. So I was on the sidelines just in awe, and I think it just shows, like, we want to be the best team in the world, male or female, Australian or not. And I think we just wanted to showcase our talent and our incredible athletes. And I was sitting in the stands as a fan. I was like, oh my God, these girls are amazing. Look at them. So I thought,
so good.
it's hard having a scoreline like that. And I know, like, when you're playing, you want to absolutely demolish the other team, and that's how competitive we are. But when the full-time siren goes, you do feel for the English girls like they are quality girls and quality players. And they were quite upset. But I think, it's only going to improve them for the future and hopefully improve the game in general.
Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully we see some of those English ladies come over and try out the WNRL anyway.
I think that would be really cool. And if, like, as you're saying, like, so if there's not enough, talent over here, hopefully, like, clubs are looking over at England and New Zealand and bringing more girls over and giving them an opportunity to thrive.
There was some debate about the Kiwi girls. You reckon they could have come over and done it?
Yeah, well, look, I could be speaking out of term here, but any chance you get to play the Kiwis, you absolutely love it. But I think it was a money thing. Because, look, I don't work for the NRL, so this is just all he said, she said. But, I'm pretty sure it just came down to funding, which it always does. And I think England Rugby League have a little bit more.
Yeah, true.
Well, that's all good. That's part of the game, eh?
Yeah, I guess it is. It's always the case when you're trying to grow something, and then it's a funding issue. Where are we going to get the money from?
Still taking, mate.
But I love
Come on, SMSF Learning Centre. There you go. There's another opportunity for you. A talent locker, Kiwi New Zealand team. Go sponsor them.
Come on, let's go. No, but we haven't played the English girls since 2017, I think, World Cup.
Well, that's a long time, mate.
The girls were really looking forward to giving them a run for their money because ages ago, in Gillards, we're huge on history and the girls that have played before us and their stories. And there used to be a day where England would absolutely, belt Australia, the Kiwis would belt Australia. So it's like, no, we're going to enjoy being dominant and the ladies that came before us went through it so we could be here. So they're probably loving that we're beating these teams now.
So good. Also good to watch that.
Doing it for them.
Yeah. Hey, all right. One more. I always love a question here. Titans, come on, give us something. Oh, yeah. Just say, look, we're big on law of attraction.
We've got a box. There, so
law
of attraction. Put it out there. I reckon at least competition this year. I reckon you take it out.
Take it out.
Should we just get the premiership?
100.
Come
on. Just go.
Let's go.
Put it out
there.
Let's
go win it. We'll get the Coast their first premiership.
Yes. Yes. Get the Coast their first. Come on.
No other sporting team's done it. So, right, leave it to the girls. We'll do it.
Hey, can you snip this up, please?
The ladies will get it done. The ladies will get it done.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. No, I'm actually, we have a really good vibe this year. Really good mix of young and experienced.
Nice.
So I'm super excited to see how we go.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm excited too. I'm excited to see how you guys go too.
You guys should come down training.
Huh?
You should come down training.
You know what?
Should come down and train.
You girls should go do a session at the hybrid.
Yeah.
I've already got a couple of girls.
I've seen the hybrid lab.
Yeah. We've got Georgia Gray. She's pretty good. She gets in there.
Gigi. Yeah,
and
she's awesome.
Leilani's been coming in too.
Yes. Well, she's one to watch.
Yeah.
For the future.
Oh, nice.
She's a good girl.
We appreciate your time. Thanks for coming down. We know you're a busy lady. Coming back from Vegas.
Yes.
Very jealous. Missed the cycling as well. Wow.
Yes, missed it as well.
It's rude, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm grateful for your story, your journey. I know a lot of people are going to resonate with what you've provided for our audience.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
A lot of diamonds in that, if you're watching. And, this lady is a great. We got to respect that.
She's
a goat. She's doing what she's doing off the field and on the field too.
Come on.
Thank
Easy
you.
does it.
Easy does
Thank
it.
you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for listening to this boring old lady.
No worries.
Appreciate you.
You're a
guys.
ledge.
No, thank you.
No, thanks.
Easy squad.
Easy
Does it.